What's going on, everybody? Day 3 of being snowed in. So, got another video for you. What are we going to do today? We're going to do part 2 of 7 men's fragrances in my collection that I need to get on my skin more. Before we get into it though, I need something from you. Just a little business. Need you to like, because we always try to get the videos to at least 50 likes. Need you to share if you think it's share worthy. And if you haven't, I need you to sub. Very simple. That's all. Now, to what you came here for. I hope y'all's week has been good and a little bit more eventful than mine. It's been snowed in, but it's all good. I'm enjoying the break. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different men's fragrances for my collection that I just need to get on my skin more. No particular order. Let's go. From the house of Calvin Klein, and I should have looked to see if this was an EDP concentration, but it is a flanker to the very famous Eternity, and it is Eternity Flame. And this is one that I think gets overlooked. I think it gets overlooked. I have Eternity, the OG Eternity. I have Eternity EDP, and then I have a couple of Eternity Summers, Eternity Aqua, Eternity Air. They're all good fragrances in their own right, and so is this one. I think this one is perfect for this time of the year, or if you could go back in time, or spring forward, whichever one, to the early fall, or well, maybe mid-fall when the temperatures first start to change. That's what this fragrance just reminds me of. It just reminds me of October in a bottle, which doesn't mean you can't wear it now. I definitely think you can wear it now, but it's just a good smelling fragrance. It smells really, really good. I think for the price point that you're gonna pay for this, and I picked this bottle up at Marshall's for around 30 bucks for 100 ml. And I mean, it's hard to go wrong with it. It reminds me of fragrances from another house, which I have one of those fragrances in this 7. So when I get to that fragrance, I will bring this one up again. But what you have, this one is just a warm, spicy, woody, aromatic fragrance that is extremely easy to wear. You spray it and you go. It's not an overly complicated fragrance. It is a nice fragrance for what it is. It's a really, really nice fragrance, and I think you will enjoy it. And it's definitely one that I need to get on my skin more. I do know the last couple of times I wore this, I have received compliments. So moving along. This next one, I definitely need to wear more. It's just so expensive that I seldom reach for it, and that's something that I've got to work on, because I shouldn't have bought it if I wasn't going to wear it. From the house of Parfums De Marley, it is Percival. It is Percival. And this, you know. Oh man, that smells good. The reason that I don't reach for this a whole lot, other than the price, is there are some fragrances that I have in my collection that are very similar. Ed Hardy's Skulls and Roses, similar. Abercrombie and Fitch, Fierce, Intense, and Fierce, both similar. Abercrombie and Fitch Authentic Nights has a similar vibe. So I mean, I just don't reach for it as much because of the price. It's just like, and I don't want to have to replace it. And this is practically a full bottle. You know what? There. Because I mean, I've got to start putting this stuff on skin. What better time? What better time than now? That's nice. A little bit, I don't want to use the word soapy, but it does come across as a little bit clean. Oh man, that's good. Maybe slightly soapy, slightly clean, slightly soapy, maybe a little bit green, maybe a little bit of a green vibe going on there. Definitely one that you can reach for year round. It does strike me as more of a spring and fall, spring, summer, early fall type of fragrance. It's just good. I mean, it's a great smelling fragrance. It is. It's well made. It's a parfum concentration. It's not a overly strong fragrance. Does last a decent amount of time on your skin, but parfum concentrations do sit a little bit closer to the skin. This is no exception. It does smell good. It does. I mean, it smells of a high quality fragrance because it is a high quality fragrance, but still, it's very casual, and it's one that you can easily dress down. But to me, it comes across a little bit soapy, a little bit clean, a little bit green, definitely fresh, easy to wear, nothing too exotic, not the reinvention of the wheel, even though it's Parfums De Marley. Is it a good fragrance? Yes. I got it at a really, really good price. I want to say I bought this from, I won't call his name, but a fellow reviewer that was downsizing his collection, and I picked it up at a really good price and was happy to do so. That's nice. From the house of Parfums De Marley, it is Percival. This next one is from a gentleman who has been into fashion and fragrance for a long time. And he's done a lot for the fragrance community. One of the few bottles that I've received that I did not have to pay for, and it's very few other than what I get from Dapper and Sensual Obsessions. Every now and then I get, a few, but very, very few, because most of the stuff I have to pay for. This is one of the bottles that I was actually sent free of charge, and it's a very dear bottle to me. From the house of Zaharov. This is Zaharov's Signature Noir, and this is one of his earlier new releases, because he did fragrances a long time ago, then he got out of it, and then he got back in with Zaharov for home, and then he came back out with Nar, and I ain't gonna be able to see it, I can't remember, but this is Signature Noir. And I like it. I like it a lot. This fragrance just comes across as very well made. It's very well put together. Again, parfum concentrations are not going to be room fillers or projection monsters. That's just not what they're designed to do. It's not. If you want something like that, something loud, you're gonna have to go with EDTs. If you want something that sits closer to the skin, more genuine, gentlemanly, more masculine, then you go with the EDP concentrations. And this one is just that. It's a gentleman's fragrance. It is a fougere. You do pick up on similarities between it and the original Parfum. It just smells good. Is it a crowd-pleasing fragrance? It's not. It's not necessarily a crowd-pleasing fragrance. It's the type of fragrance that you're gonna wear. I'm a man in his 40s. I'm 48 years old. So if I were going to go out on a date with a woman that was, say, in her 40s or 50s, and I wanted to impress her and stand out a little bit, or if I were going on a job interview or something where I wanted to smell good and smell nice, but not smell like everybody else and not smell like I was trying too hard, this is something that I will go with. It's along the lines of the Pasha Cartiers and fragrances like that. It's just a well-made, well-blended fragrance for a man that knows what he wants. And I've got to get this on my skin more. From the house of Zaharov, it is Signature Noir. What is the other one? Let's see if I can reach it without knocking everything down, because it's gonna be on my mind if I don't. So which one is this one? Royal. Came out at the same time. This one, it looks like I've worn Royal a few more times. This one to me is a little bit more playful and a little bit more, something in this one gives it more of a tropical vibe, so maybe that's why I've worn this one more, because it fits in more with this Alabama climate. It's just a little bit more tropical and a little bit more playful, even though I do know Nar means night, but you see the difference in the levels. Yeah, I've worn this one a few more sprays more, but they're both really, really good fragrances, and the Nar is definitely one I have to get on my skin more. Maybe I'll have to find more special occasions to wear it. Okay. All right, Trey, where you at? This next one is one that, again, it was part of a, was it part of a haul? Yeah, it was part of a haul I did maybe 3 years ago now. And I wanted it. I got it. I need to go back and get the EDT version of it as well. But it is from the house of Victor and Rolf, and it is Spice Bomb Night Vision. But this is the Parfum. This is the EDP. I'm sorry, the EDP. And I've got to get it on my skin more. I just do. I like it. It is crowd pleasing. It is somewhat mass appealing. I like it. And again, this is not the type of fragrance, even though it's a crowd pleasing fragrance, it's not the type of fragrance that you're going to wear and think that everybody is going to compliment you on this, because it's not. It's going to be 50-50. Those that love it are going to love it and they're going to think you smell amazing. Those that don't love it are going to be like, what have you got on? Because it's going to come across as it's a little bit strong. It is very ashy and very resinous, and that's what I love about it. I love a fragrance that comes across char and smoky, and that's what you get with this. But it's daring, it's a little bit different, it's a little bit sophisticated, and you got that ash, that resinous on top, and then you come down to the bottom and you have that sweetness, that sexiness, and that's where, to me, this fragrance does what it does and works the way that it works. And you see the smile on my face. I absolutely love doing videos like this. I've got to get this on my skin more. I've got to get that on my skin more. Everybody talks about Extreme. Extreme is really good. Extreme is good too. But the flankers of Spice Bomb may be better. I understand that, because, and I said it like that because Extreme was supposed to be a better version of the original. And by original, I mean the Spice Bomb that's out now. Because I didn't get my hand on some of the older batches. Supposedly, allegedly, the older batches of Spice Bomb smell like Spice Bomb Extreme now. But I think people put too much emphasis on it, because I think Spice Bomb Fresh, which is hard to get, is amazing. Infrared is amazing. Infrared EDP smells good. Night Vision smells good. And Night Vision EDT smells good. And I will be adding Night Vision EDP. Other way around. That's Night Vision EDP. I will be adding Night Vision EDT and Infrared Parfum. There we go. But that smells really good. That's nice. It has a very Middle Eastern feel and vibe to it, in my opinion. This next one, again, I have no excuse, and I apologize. I apologize to y'all for not wearing this fragrance more. And it is from the house of Valentino, and it is Valentino Born in Roma. And I think there's a few flankers to this now. What is it? Born in Roma? Is it Born in Roma Intense and Coral Dreams? And, you know, gotta find the spot. Gotta find the spot. Now this one, it's good. It's good. It's a crowd pleaser. Women absolutely love this fragrance. Is it groundbreaking or the reinvention of the wheel? No, it is not. It's very fruity. It's very playful. But at the same time, it still retains some masculinity, but it is definitely a fruity and playful style fragrance. It puts me in the mind, and I'm not saying it's 100% like these fragrances, but it puts me in an Invictus vibe. It puts me in an Invictus vibe. But nonetheless, it is a great smelling fragrance, and and these bottles are so full. Do not do what I do. And I keep so many fragrances because I need them for content. because I enjoy doing these videos, and I'm a collector, and I enjoy having these. We talked about how many fragrances does one really need. But man, it is so nice to sit here and do a video like this and share this with y'all. Again, another one, it puts me in the mind of 1 Million Parfum. It's got that grapey, fruity, youthful, vibrant type of vibe, and I love it. I think it smells good, and what I'm gonna have to start doing is wearing some of these fragrances to work. I'm just gonna have to just be like, I'm gonna spray them and wear them and just be done with it. But one that I have to get on my skin more, from the house of Valentino. It is Valentino Uomo, born in Roma. This next one, man, this next one, y'all. YSL Team. YSL L'Homme Ultime. If I could smell like this every day, if I could smell like this every day, winter, summer, spring, fall, if I could smell like this every day. Sweet, clean, ginger. Oh. That's just good. That's just good. Okay, again, like I said though, sweet, clean, and that ginger coming through this fragrance. There's nothing that you can't put this on with. You can dress it up, suit and tie it, tuxedo it, or you can dress it down, a hoodie and jogger it, or you can go sweatpants and a t-shirt, and you're gonna be fine with this one. It just smells so good. From the house of YSL's L'Homme Ultime. If I could smell like that every single day, I think I would be just fine. That's good. I mean, if you have an opportunity to pick this up, I suggest that you do it. YSL is slowly becoming one of my favorite houses, and again, they don't make the most. None of these fragrances are just beast mode. The infrared, the night vision is strong, super strong. The rest of them, they're not weak by any means, but they do sit a little bit closer to the skin, but the longevity is there. This next one, I mentioned it when I was talking about this one without mentioning it, but I'm going to mention it now, and it is from the house of Maison Margiela's Replica, and it is Jazz Club, and it's pretty much a full bottle, and I should be ashamed of myself. And I'll tell you what's making it hard to wear some of these fragrances. When you have when you've been fortunate with guys like Kevin Holt to send you so much stuff, and you can reach for so much of that, it kind of keeps you from reaching for stuff like this. It just does. But this one is exactly what the name suggests it is. It is a smoky, boozy, but at the same time cool, warm, inviting fragrance. I gave myself a squirt of this earlier, but I mean, the things I sacrificed for y'all, oh, there it is again. And if there's a couple of lines I would like to get into more, a couple of houses I would like to get into more, which I'm going to get into the world of Aiden Bob, other than Mancera, it would definitely be Replica. Sweet, boozy, and I'll tell you another reason why I don't reach for this one as well. And I need to do a video, which I may work on that if I continue to be snowed in. Expensive fragrances and then lesser alternatives, because I'll give you a freebie real quick. A lesser alternative to this is it Boss Bottled Absolute. It's either Absolute or Private Accord. It's one of them. I want to say it's Absolute. That gives you the same, almost the same exact vibe as Jazz Club, and it's a lot cheaper. Not a whole lot cheaper, but it's a lot cheaper. But with this one, man, you just get a nice, sweet, smoky, boozy, chill type of fragrance, like you're in a jazz club. I mean, that's just like you're sitting around with a bunch of your homeboys shooting pool while the jazz sax is on stage playing. I mean, just a really good fragrance. And I get the same vibes from this one, not identical, but that same warm, cozy feeling that you get from Jazz Club and By the Fireplace, I get from Eternity Flame, and as well as Hugo Boss the Scent Private Accord. I want to say it's Private Accord. It's either Private Accord or Absolute. It's one of them. But it smells good. It smells good. This is one of those fragrances that people notice. When they get a whiff of you, they notice, and they're like, oh, you smell nice. Because it doesn't smell, those that are not in the fragrance world just don't wear fragrances. Really, any of these fragrances. You may catch some of them wearing Old Team, and you may catch some of them wearing the Valentino. But people outside of the fragrance world are not going to know much about any of these fragrances, and that's why it pays for you guys to watch reviewers like myself, because we're going to keep you smelling good, pound it out, pay them. Yeah. But last on the list from the house of Replica, it is Jazz Club. This was a fun video. This was a real fun video. All right, well, I'm fixing to get off of here. And again, as you all know, any of these that you want to sample, you want to try, you can get a 5 ml decant. I can tell you off the top, the Replica is not going to be cheap, and neither is the Parfums De Marley. The Zaharovs are probably not going to be that cheap either. It'll probably be better than what you can get from Split Scents or somewhere else. But I'll probably be able to beat their prices. But if you want decant of these, keep in mind that they're not exactly cheap fragrances. So, but I will leave my email in the description below. Man, I really enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well, even though it's 22 minutes long, 7 fragrances. It's 3 minutes of fragrance. What do you want? But anyway, I love you all. May God bless you all. Again, like, share, and sub. Thank you all for being the best part of this channel. And I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.